Hello guys, first of all thanks for watching. Today is very special, so we are used to speak and yes, we are used to speak and share information about those crazy independents. Today will be a bit special in a way that yes, I will be live today with Adrian Bushman, who is a co-founder and CEO of the brand name SEQUENT. SEQUENT is very special, very different in a way. You will know more about it. You will know more about Adrian. So if you give me just 1 second, an invite to Adrian. And here he is. That's perfect tempo. First of all, how are you?
Hello, very good. And you?
I'm very fine. We can't lie. We talked together a few minutes ago. So
Perfect. I can see that your Swiss precision have gone away a little bit from the talk.
Yeah. I'm very sorry. I just to manage few things just before, and the clock went too fast. So, but I'm sure for some people who are watching know you for sure, but maybe some don't. So first of all, who you are, but I have one first question for you. Who taught you to tell time?
That's a very interesting question. First of all, I mean, again, thank you for having me on the live. It's a huge pleasure to be with you. And who told me to read the time? Thank God you gave me a heads up so I could think about the answer, and the answer will surprise you. Mickey Mouse told me how to read the time, which was actually my first ever watch, was a Mickey Mouse watch. I don't know which brand was it. It's probably a no brand quartz watch, but that's I think he got all the merits of the world to teach me how to read the time.
So without Mickey Mouse, no Adrian Bushman in the watch industry.
Probably. I don't think he has been decisive in my watch industry past, I must say.
Which is great. And also, where did you learn to tell time?
In Switzerland. So I grew up, I think in probably the most famous Swiss watch place after Geneva, which is Le Locle. So I grew up, and my neighbors, literally in front of my home, let's say 100 meters on the left-hand side was Rolex, and a little bit further on my way to school, I had to pass by Zenith, and then a bit further Tissot, and then I arrived at school. So that's that's quite unusual for people that are looking into watches. When you grow into it, you don't see it the same way. You actually ignore the fact that this is the epicenter of a certain community of watch aficionados and fans.
Yeah, exactly. Which is very interesting because you have two possibilities in those situations. You get rid of it, say, okay, I saw too many things about it, or you deep dive and you say, okay, that's my passion, let's deep dive into it. And for you, it was the second solution. You are now the co-founder, CEO of SEQUENT, that brand. So congrats.
Thank you. Interesting journey. I think that every journey is interesting, but coming from the place, working on the most traditional watch brands, and then switching to something that's completely out there. That was fun.
Yeah, because when I posted the story, to announce the live we are currently doing, I said that SEQUENT is in a certain way a bridge between smartwatches and what we are used to say, we are used to see with the classic watchmaking. So, and it's very interesting. Is a SEQUENT watch is not a smartwatch. It's not only a smartwatch. It's more than that, and it's
more than just a simple mechanical watch, which is you created this bridge between those two entities who seems to be the opposite of one word.
It's I think it kind of born as a semi antidote for our friends around that were switching for Silicon Valley watches, and we needed to kind of keep them with us and avoid that the world doesn't, you know, that's probably one of my worries, is that the world won't be able to read analog time in the future. And if you talk to younger people, it sounds obvious to you and I, but it's getting less and less obvious that analog time is the base, because the base is digital nowadays. You see it on your phone, on your computer, on the TV. Yeah, so we need to keep that, you know. Otherwise,
it's a good battle we have to win.
Otherwise, how can you say that the time is not turning round anymore?
Yes, it's true. It's true. There is something to do with that. You tell us a bit more about how you learn how to tell time, but now we have to know more about you, who you are. Could you present yourself in 1 minute? Who is Adrien Bushman, and also who is and what is SEQUENT?
So who I am? I'm a watch designer by trainee. So, as you know, grew up in L'Ocle. Always loved making things, creating. You know, hand sketching was a big thing in my youth, and you know, being in Switzerland, well, you don't gonna do much car design and any other type of design. Watches was kind of the obvious. So I gone to that path. I met my masters that taught me everything about watch design, and then quickly on I moved into the technique of watches, which is something, you know. As a kid, I loved to play Lego Technic, so movements is no other than the kind of perfect Lego Technic with even more parts to play with. And now I'm probably in the third phase of what I love on watches is being able to tell a story and being able to read who is the people through their watches is quite interesting. I mean, I digress, but that's basically who I am. I'm a watch nerd guy coming from the industry. Have worked mainly on exceptional watches in the past, of a reach of only a few people in the world, and through my journey I met Harry, which is the other co-founder, and yeah, he kind of presented me his idea, and like any idea, you have two reactions of people. Some of the people that says impossible, you're dreaming, and run away, and some of the others that are a bit more optimistic and say, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. And I'm more part of the second one, where that's how SEQUENT started, from a very simple idea that is actually very hard to execute.
It's always the same. When your idea is very simple, it will be very hard to accomplish. And when the idea is very complex, it could be, or it may be it's not the good idea. So I totally get what you are saying. You gave us information about yourself and where you grew up, and what you've learned, etc., and your interest into your studies about design, etc. Today is more about passion. We are two guys speaking about our passion, who is related to watches. Could you find 3 words that describe the most your passion for watches?
Let me think. The creativity. I love to see that even hundreds of years after the first mechanical watch came out, there's still new things. So So the industry is not that. It's definitely not that. It's probably more. I don't know if he's more creative. He's definitely very, very creative. But I'm thinking, back in the 20s, the creativity was also crazy in the watch industry. But the good thing is, it's still there. It's still very strong. So I love that part of watches. The second thing is because and now you can say that word without being laughed at. But I'm a geek. I'm a watch geek, and I love the technicalities and the understanding of the bits that go inside the watches to the single screw, and I think that's always been my background is go and challenge. When you develop new calibers, you want sometimes to interact with the technical guys and say, why do you need a screw here? What is doing there? What is the function? You really need it, because you try sometimes to take away that's kind of a designer approach. You always try to simplify things in many aspects. And you said 3 things, right?
Yeah.
Let me think. The third thing, the fun. I mean, is it's definitely fun product. In many aspects, is watches are serious and not too serious at the same time. Which
is true in a way when we are speaking only about mechanical watches, because yes, they are telling the time, but for us, it's not relating to our wealth or health. Sorry.
Yeah.
But with a SEQUENT, with a SEQUENT watch, it's not useless, because it provides you information about yourself and your body and your health. So watches could be useless when or very, very useful. So, and you find the right balance between two and saying, okay.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something that if you look at the history of watches, all the watches have always been built for a reason over the period of time, from the chronographs to the tourbillons. They always have a purpose. It was a problem solving. And nowadays, if you talk mechanical watches, it's very much a status type of thing. Not only, I mean, you see a lot of people that wear watches for the passion and what it says about their beliefs. But I would say for a large portion of the people is to say how much you are worth. So is the wealth. So SEQUENT is making the switch from wealth to health in a sense, if I can use the pun. And yes, I think health is something useful. Has always been there, always will be there. So it's kind of, if you talk about complication, it's something that is not going to go away. And get people to move more, which is one of our goals. Well, our complication always will make sense in that regard. So that's probably one of the most timeless functions. Other than time.
That's true. Yeah, that's completely true. Today we are here to speak, about you, about the brand you co-founded, but also about, two novelties, with the Supercharger 2.3 and the Electron 2.3. SEQUENT is, in my point of view, and tell me if I'm wrong, but it's a lot about design, but also technology. And you applied SEQUENT's vision on those 3 different collections, who are the Supercharger, the Electron, and the Solar Charger, which is very nice. I hope one day you will come back on it, but personal view, it's not really what we are saying. Can you present them those 3 collections, to have like an overview of SEQUENT and your product, and explain us what makes them different from each other?
Okay. Yes. So if I explain you the collection, you have on the top of the range the Electron watch, which I can take one of them. I lay them nicely for you. So
That's
Electron
nice.
in here, it's black DLC version. Sorry for the zoom; it's probably a bit blurry, but basically they're always transparent down, so you can always see the mechanics behind it. We use 3D SLN bits, so a lot of Loom. We love Loom. As I said, we're still watch nerds, and Loom is a big thing. And we have a titanium case, so it's the lightest of the watches we do. It's very comfortable. Has that a bit sporty approach to the product. Then we have so that's more on the adventure sportiness area. Then we have the supercharger, which uses exactly the same technology as the Electron, but we case it on a more classic dressy watch. So we case it on a stainless steel. We have some nice finish brush and polished chamfers on the case. We use a sunray dial, which plays nicely with the light. So that's a more versatile type of watch, I would say. And then we have the latest one, which is the solar charger, where we wanted to have something that is a bit smaller in size, because obviously having kinetic movement, mechanic movements tend to be always a bit bigger. So we wanted to find an alternative technology, but we wanted to stay true to our ethos, which is look at me. I'm not wearing AirPods, and that's for a reason. Is I hate to charge stuff. I mean, that's my reputation. Can ask people around me. Usually, my phone is on the red zone most of the time because I have other things to worry about than charging my phone or my earphones. So having something that is as autonomous as possible, as independent, and provide you as much freedom as possible is super important for us. And one of the areas where we thought, oh, maybe we could make a sun watch, but we had to rethink it totally to drive all the functions we have, and to have not just a little gimmick bit of a solar watch, but we made the biggest solar dial ever made for a watch, for a smartwatch, actually. So yeah, that's for the solar watch, which is a slimmer also product, and we use a Tide material, which is Tide is the Swiss guys that recover plastic in the Pacific Ocean to repurpose it into products. So it's kind of doing good to use a material that was waste, but we make waste look really nice.
That's well said. That's very nice. That's congrats. And yeah, with what you said, the way you explained the difference between those three collections really show that you are really connected to innovation and techniques. And in a certain way, SEQUENT is not, you can't sum up a SEQUENT watch with just saying is just a smartwatch connected to your phone through Bluetooth. It's not accurate and not correct at all regarding the work you are providing in order to really create those watches, which is really impressive. When we start talking and you explained me a bit more the product, I was just my mind just like blown away, thinking, okay, that's impressive. All the techniques, because I'm used to see mechanical watches. I'm not used to see those techniques watches. And you really created a bridge between those two notions and really showed that, okay, you can find value in those techniques watches who are not smart watches, but more than that. And that's why I want to create a bridge between my question to the next one, who is related to those novelties, the Supercharger 2.3 and the Electron 2.3, which is very simple how you organize things. First of all, when we look at it, there is, yes, a visual difference with what we are used to see in their current collection. But I'm sure there is more than just a visual difference. And I know that you deep dive into techniques and innovation. So could you present it to us, present them to us, and explain us how things works?
So something about the new generation. One of our challenges always been that you know, because we have as you said, a technical product, and we have a Bluetooth system inside. We always had to bring that Bluetooth signal out of the watch, and that forces us to use polymer dials. And being watch guys, well, we used to make brass dials, and being able to do interesting finishes and not go into that area. So we worked for the last 12 months to be able to use what we used to have in all other watches. It's a brass dial that allows us to do all the nice finish, all the quality improvement, and that's what you see on the products is that visual update on all of them. Same for the case, adding all the details that makes it as a watch, not as a gadget. I think it's probably the biggest takeaway to have from us is we make watches before to make tech. Because you know, even when imagine it, if the battery goes out, our watch is still gonna give you the time. So you never finish with something that is just a useless piece of tech on your wrist. It should still fulfill the base of it and tell you the time. Otherwise, it's become very sad. So that's a must on our watch. I mean, our watch should tell time. I shouldn't tell you that.
At least.
at least is we say in French, c'est le minimum de la politesse, des politesses.
Exactly. So when we look at the Supercharger 2.3 and the Electron 2.3, those new watches are the crown. Yes, the crown is bigger.
So in terms of the function, so something that we added. So maybe for those that doesn't know how SEQUENT watches work, I can quickly show you. So you have, let me see if I can take something that can focus better on the watch. I don't know if that helps.
Not really. You can, yeah, at least we can see the watch.
Okay. Well, you have at 6 o'clock a big area, which is your activity tracking one side and your heart rate on the other side. And during the day, I can demo it for you. The hand will go up till you reach 100%, and then once it's done, it's gonna go to 0 every other day. And what we added now is special pushers to simplify the operation. Like if you want to go in a sport mode, you press the top pusher, and then it's gonna now start to measure your heart rate. So you see the sensors on the back, which is a very unusual mechanical back, I must say. You see a rotor with a heart rate and oxygen sensor in the middle. So that's really, you know, Silicon Valley meeting Jura Valley somehow, which
not the same way though.
Not the same way. Absolutely. Which even has something quite interesting that you could wonder is like, how does the sensor float on the back of the watch? But that's for another day.
Yeah. So I forgot so visually speaking, we can really see a difference between between the Supercharger 2.2 or 2.1 and what you are releasing today. You told me that those visual differences are not only visual differences. Could you explain us from what we can see with the final product why this product looks that way and all the innovation you worked on in order to really provide innovation and a beautiful product?
Okay. I mean, the products look the way they do because we listen to our customers, to our fans. So that's the best way to learn is through what you do and by speaking to the people. And one of the biggest, other than aesthetically, one of the biggest improvement is the ease of use. So if you take that was quite interesting. If you take our first product, we done in what is watchmaking kind of the holy grail to have everything actionated by the crown. So you could read the heart rate, trigger everything through the crown. So avoids the use of pushers and adding visual complexity. The reality, the user experience is one button that do multiple things is more complicated than multiple buttons that do different things. Very simple. And we took that learning and integrated into our watches to enhance the ease of use, just to make the process as smooth as possible when you unbox the watch, when you connect it, when you want to learn how to use every function. And that's we've seen it once we explained to the people. Now is much more easy. They don't have to remember anything about it. So that's the birth of it, and is nearly like some people might know about how you develop things. You start by the in software they call it UX, and which is the functional part, and then UI, which is the design part. Well, we done the same here. We started from the functional part. What do we need for the user experience? And then we make it pretty. But we knew at a certain point that having, for example, one sub-dial.
When you are saying it,
obvious.
It seems so easy to do. Saying, okay, we provide value to the people, and yes, after that, we will make it pretty. It seems too easy, which is, we have to say to the people, it's not easy to make things pretty and make them simpler. And you've done and you achieved that challenge, and we have to say that yes, it's a congrats. I just wanted to say that, so we can continue.
Thank you. Well, it's a whole team effort. We're quite a few people at SEQUENT to make that happen. But it's I think any company, any brand, communication is the key. And as long as you keep talking to the people that use, that's how you solve problem, or that's how you bring it to the next level and making as best as possible.
And I have one question for you. So regarding the innovation on those new watches, now the Bluetooth signal can go somewhere else, and so we are that's why you have now those beautiful dials. Is one day it will be possible to see on a SEQUENT watch an enamel dial?
Sooner than what you think. That's all I can say. We already tested it, so that works. And yeah,
it really show with that answer. I'm very pleased because I love those textures when you see at enamel dials. That's it. It's something different, really. So with your answer, it really show the connection you are creating with the classical and mechanical watch world and craftsmanship we're used to see, which is really interesting. It's not the craftsmanship who have to go to you. You are creating the technology and the innovation in order to go to that craftsmanship. So, which is quite impressive. But it's great. Okay, I have to be patient now.
Absolutely. But obviously, you know, we're a team of young people. Whatever we're gonna do with this traditional craft, don't expect. I mean, expect to be surprised, like
Okay,
really surprised.
which is perfect. Which is perfect. And what we don't know, could you tell us if there is something that we don't know about those novelties that we have to really know in order to be able to really see the value of the watch. When you really understand it, you are in the best. It's the best way possible to say, okay, I understand the watch, what you are providing. So if there is any more information that we have to know about it.
In the features of it, I mean, obviously, every time we do a new release, we tend to use even better sensors and better accuracy on every detail, knowing that we already had a pretty good accuracy, like timekeeping wise. Our watch is like plus minus 0.3 seconds per day. You know, hardly can get better than that. Does make me smile. It's kind of you know, yeah. Let's work out your mechanical cost, but
Yeah.
so that's we give time and we give it accurately, and obviously you know, being able to measure more accurately what we do in order to give better feedbacks to the people wearing it. That's very important for us. So that's why we changed to a new generation of gyroscopes inside the watches, and all I mean is all the tech bits. And that's in short, you should expect the watches to be even better than they were before. And we never done any shortcut in any of the components we do. I mean, again, we think it as a watch to last and not as a gadget to go away. That's really the takeaway. Like, you know, most of the consumer electronic industry love glue. I hate glue. I absolutely hate glue, because glue means it's complicated to repair. You cannot disassemble. I mean, it's all of the things that you have to think about when you do a product. Is especially watches is, you know, watches is probably one of, with cars, but cars I would say is because people don't have the choice, but people are ready to repair a watch.
Yeah.
But how many people you know that are ready to repair a TV or a phone? Or I mean, in many other areas, you just throw away and you change. And I think that's the beauty of the world of watches, is that they are thought about to last and not being a disposable object. And I really connect to that value.
Which is perfect. So tell me if I'm wrong, but you started SEQUENT in 2017, right?
Correct. 2016 on the registry, but 2017.
So it's around 6 years that you are the co-founder and CEO of SEQUENT. In 6 years, so many things can happen, and I'm sure you have a lot of stories to share. Could you just pick one for our audience and share it to them?
So actually, I haven't been CEO for SEQUENT for all that time. To be honest, I think for the first 4 years, I mean, we just dig our head into getting the stuff done. That's the advantage of being a small team, is you get the things moving and done, and you don't have to worry about the politics. That's I would say that's a big relief when you have my mindset, because I hate politics. You know,
you are more a product guy who just wants to create beautiful watches and makes them beautiful and work. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And regarding the stories, I mean, we have many stories. If anything encompass most of those stories, is that it's a human adventure with human anecdotes. Some that are about learning things, and some that are probably a bit more funny. If you want a funny one, thanks
Go
to
ahead.
thanks. I'm not sure if thanks is the good word, but true SEQUENT. I appeared half naked in the Taiwanese national news on TV, so that's an interesting anecdote.
Why?
Yeah. So
You lost a
you
bet?
know,
What happened?
no, not at all, not at all. The last 2 years, we tend to forget this. It felt like it's a long time ago, but you remember COVID, that thing?
Yeah, it was a hype for a moment.
Yeah, exactly. So during that hype, because we source all the high tech components, we go to the source, so either in Japan or either in Taiwan. So we had to make a trip there to make sure that even during COVID we get the things moving, and that was very difficult. If you remember,
Yeah.
Taiwan was the example for the world of being completely locked down and closed. And through one way, we found a way to sneak into Taiwan. I mean, sneak is not right, but we've been able to get officially invited by the Taiwanese government that was inviting officials from the Czech government to go to Taiwan. So that was. Don't
And
ask
you're
me
not
how.
even a Czech one.
I'm not even Czech. I don't speak Czech. I have a huge respect. We have a lot of friends in the Czech Republic. Even some of the early people in SEQUENT are still there. But anyway, through contacts and human history, through contacts, you get to be able to board in a plane with the president of the Czech Senate and other very important people. And I only had one mission that was not a political mission at all, was to be able to make sure that that the things get moving and
I just, I can imagine the discussion you have on this plane. You have the Czech president of the Senate who say, okay, who are you? What you are doing? Are you like a spy or something, working for which industry or which agency? No, I'm just Advent Bushman. I'm selling watches. Do you want one? I'm going to buy one to just make sure.
yeah, I mean it's funny, that's the beauty when you make things for people. It's you connect with people, and I connected with people in the Czech Republic as well as many other countries in the world. Is we get everyday messages from all the places around the world, and that's kind of make you discover places, people. That's the amazing thing. So yeah, interesting to be there in that situation. I don't know what's the word in English, cocasse. Unusual situation, if I can say so. And how we ended up in the news is simply that was very special to have foreigners going into the country at that time. We were in a hotel with a whole floor completely blocked for us as the visitors, with access to the swimming pool, which is how I ended up in the national news. I mean, in a robe bath, because I was going to the swimming pool. We were not allowed to go outside much at all without surveillance. And somehow the press got hold of one of the cameras in the hotel and say, "Oh, look at the foreigners coming and bringing COVID," and that was me and going to the swimming pool. So that's how I made it to the national news. Maybe not in my best shape possible, but I still made it.
You are not dead, so you will have, I'm sure, another opportunity to go in front of that television, national television, saying, "You saw me one day. Here, I want just to apologize, or just, I'm still normal. I'm just a guy like you." So,
Absolutely.
which is fantastic. Yes, that's that kind of adventure that our life as entrepreneur provides you and provide us. So, which is great. Sometimes you can't even think or imagine that what could happen. but you just run and say, okay, I have to run a business. I have to go there. I have to find a way. I have to find a solution. And for you and I, it's on a daily basis. You have to make things work. So let's do it and we will see, which is
Absolutely
impressive. And
nice.
it's also the kind of a spirit you have with your watches. What you told us about the innovation and etc. What you are creating and what you want to provide to your audience, to your clients, to your potential clients, which is very impressive. And I want people to really understand that point of view, saying, okay, they are doing a great stuff, a great work. So just pay attention to all the details and the products, because a lot to know and to discover. So
yeah, it's a mindset. I think that's what we are about. It's you know, we don't have many barriers in that sense. You know, that's why we allowed ourselves, like, take last year. We you know, I'm a big fan of I don't know what's the best way to describe him. Let's say crazy watch guy that has probably some of the best ideas in the industry, which is Romaric, Second, and that's, you know, I would have never.
Live in how to say that properly. It's a crazy guy with a crazy vision who are still free. Who is still free.
Absolutely. And like any creative, I mean, you need to you know, you creatives tend to be sometimes kind of amputated in organizations, and I think that kind of creative should be given freedom. You know, I connected with Romaric, and we had friendly chat. Again, at no point we had a conversation like how much we're gonna make and what is profit of this. No, we just we just wanted to make something fun, and I wanted him to play on what we do, and that's why he done for us the smart ass watch, which came to us as like that. You cannot even think about an idea like this. I don't know how we bring his ideas, but that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. The beauty of it, and having a watch that kind of pushes your ass, if I can say so, because that's what the watch tells you. Oh, that's quite fun, and that's quite unusual, and that makes the people smile. So, you know, you were asking me what's important in watches. A bit of fun is quite important. That's what kind of watches can give to you.
Yes, exactly. That's very true. About your collaboration, I'm using what you are saying about the collaboration you've done with Romaric, the second. In a few weeks, we'll have the Watches and Wonders, the Wonders Week. It's usually the moment when brands use that moment to release novelties. And I'm using that information to ask you to share with us information about SEQUENT's future. Okay? Can you tell us more about what you are working on and what you want to achieve?
So for this year, we have different goals. First is to build a collection. I mean, you know, we're still a young brand, and we want to establish the right structure of collection, and we have a few pillars still missing, because we take it bit by bit. So one key collection to join us. We'll do a bit more collaboration. I mean, not crazy amount. I mean, we're not here to do a collaboration with every rugby club in the world or ice hockey club. That's not the aim. But whatever is either interesting or fun, or that tells a story, that's something that we are always very, very interested in. And yes, we're likely gonna have something interesting at Watches and Wonders in a very limited kind of way, probably the most limited watch we ever done. Not
Could
going
you
to
give
say
a
more.
number? Could you give a number or not yet?
I can give you plenty of numbers, but it will be in the 2-digit range.
Okay, which is
That's
not much regarding what you are creating.
absolutely.
Okay.
I have the team internally that says that doesn't make sense with the numbers and the efforts, but like, yeah, but sometimes the effort is worth it, and that's one
Yeah.
of them. Is so you learn things, and that bring you to places that sometimes you don't expect. So a few collaboration. We have 3 in the pipeline. So again, not crazy amount, but we like to work them through. One that we're preparing for later this year, for November, and another one for the summer. So that's the pipeline. And then because we have 2 aspects to our product, is 1, we do watches, and 2, we do an app. I mean, the watches connect the phone if you want to. I mean, they can operate totally independently of the phone. But the phone, the app, the Oxigo app that we develop can give you more insights. And that's also another part that we're building, with the ability of, we already have communities and people can join and compete. But we want now to move from a company that captures a lot of data and turn this into information and know-how about themselves. Everybody told you, I need to do my 10,000 steps. Do you? We have gone through a whole journey, which that's probably the most unexpected. And I'm not sure if he's still on the chat here, but we're probably one of the rare Swiss watch brands, maybe the only one, to have a chief medical officer. So we have a doctor on the team. And the only reason that we had a doctor on the team is because, well, we capture health data.
Yeah.
But what is important? What is not important? I mean, you have your kind of basic Google know-how, but I want a really scientific know-how of what should we measure and why should we measure it, and how can we turn all of this information into something really valuable for the one using it. Actually, I do it probably more for myself as a selfish approach, because I want to know. But if the people inside, we know what we do, and we're not just telling you, oh yeah, walk 10,000 steps. Why are people saying this? Where does it come from? Is it right? So for the last 6-7 months, we've gone through all the literature and all the studies and all the details to try to make sense of all the data, and that's quite a lot. So that's an aspect that is that's quite exciting, to being able to deliver a watch to someone, and he's still gonna see the experience growing and growing, because we have that connection through the data, which is really, really interesting. Your watch get upgraded through what it tells you, without you having to change the watch, and that's quite unique.
Yeah, because usually if you want that upgrade, you have to buy something new.
Yes.
And not so, which is really impressive. Adrian, I'm sure we can speak about and share information about watches all day long.
Absolutely.
But this live can't last for ages. Again, first of all, it was a pleasure for me to speak with you and to exchange about yourselves, the brand, your vision, and your products. We are very, very interesting. And I'm thinking that, and I'm used to see crazy watches from the indies world. Like you blew my mind with what you are creating and providing to the clients. So it was for me an honor. I'm sure it will be not the last time, and we are very pleased to having you today. And I wish you a beautiful day, and I want to see you very soon.
Yeah, thank you again, Baudouin, for your time and for the live. It was a huge pleasure. Sorry if that was a bit not perfect. I'm not used to do lives. We tend to work in the shadow, but it's a real pleasure to be able to explain in detail and especially to somebody as knowledgeable as you are. So looking forward to
I'm
see you
learning
soon.
on a daily basis. Yes. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Namaste. Bye bye.
Guys, again, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, do not hesitate to share it, and to post in comment which SEQUENT watch you loved and what you've learned during that interview. It was for me a real pleasure, and I'm sure we are working on very interesting subjects that are coming very soon. Stay patient, and I see you very soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.